So did Toyota really need to take the Highlander and make it bigger? The short answer is yes. So if you have a big family and you need 3 rows, but you need that 3rd row to actually hold people, like real people, not just a child that's, you know, this big, the Grand Highlander is a very solid contender. You should definitely look into it. And that's why I'm here, so let's take a look. So as always, we're gonna start this review here underneath the hood. And as you can see, you have a prop rod. No struts. That's a little disappointing at this price. What we have here is a 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine paired with 2 electric motors. This is the hybrid max powertrain, not to be confused with the iForce max powertrain. Puts out a combined 362 horsepower, 400 pound-feet of torque, and that is paired with a 6-speed automatic transmission. This can tow up to 5,000 pounds and does 0 to 60 in just under 6 seconds. Fuel economy ratings are combined 27 miles per gallon. That's 26 in the city, 27 on the highway. This has electronic all-wheel drive, and the capacity of the fuel tank is 17.2 gallons. By the way, this video is just a walk around. If you're interested in how this thing drives, I have an in-depth test drive video that I've already posted, and I will have that linked on the screen at the end of the video. So right away, looks-wise, this looks way better than the Highlander. And while this thing is intended to be like a soccer mom car, I think it's way cooler than a soccer mom car. Not just because of how good it looks, but also the fairly impressive performance it puts out too. Now, of course, this is the best looking one, being the Platinum, but let's dive in and see what we get. First, let's start with the headlights before they turn off. We have an LED daytime running light up top. You can see it's got a slight boomerang shape, comes to a point right there in the corner. The daytime running light is white, and it also doubles as the turn signal, and it turns that nice bright amber color. We have a projector beam LED headlight right there, nice and bright. Dropping down, we also get LED fog lights here on this Platinum trim, and unfortunately no aerodynamic air vents. That is a fake vent that's kind of tucked back there. It does not go through to the other side. Now the styling here in the front is very chiseled. It looks very bold and muscular. It shares some similarities with the RAV4, but I think it still looks better than the RAV4. So to keep this looking relatively high-end, since this is the top trim level, we have this chrome strip here going along the top. And then we have a really big open grille, and it's this nice smoked metallic gunmetal kind of color. I think it looks nice and high-end without looking gaudy. I think if that was all chrome, that would be a little bit too much, but I think the color choice that they chose fits well. And something interesting here with the badge is that Toyotas used to have on all their hybrid models like a blue outline around the Toyota logo, and that is gone. It is not there anymore. All right, dropping down, you have your forward-facing camera. That is part of the 360 camera system. And then you can see we have parking sensors, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now looking at it from the side, the silhouette is identical to the Lexus TX, which this does share a platform with. That is the Lexus version of this Grand Highlander. I did a walk around of a Lexus TX a while back, and I'm hoping to be able to get one as a press car so I can spend more time with it and maybe make more of a comparison between this and that. But I think for a lot of people, this fully loaded Grand Highlander is just gonna do it a lot better for the price than the Lexus TX. Now on the side here, I like all these chiseled lines that just helps the car not look like a soft mom car. This actually has some presence to it and looks good. I really like these creases here on the side of the hood that kind of continue up the side of the car, and this really strong character line that it slopes here underneath the mirror and then kind of goes up and into the rear of the window. Now here, these are power folding mirrors with LED turn signal indicators, and right here is actually a puddle light that shines down at night, and it says Grand Highlander on the ground. Color match on the door handles, and it's a keyless entry with the sensor on the back, and that's for all 4 doors, and then you tap to lock the door. That's also on all 4 doors. Now, as far as the chrome and everything, we have just a little bit of chrome going along the bottom of the window trim. And then we have a less shiny chrome at the top for the roof rails. It's a low profile roof rail. And then we have these optional racks installed here as well. But the rest of the window trim is all gloss black. Actually, just a little bit of flat at the top, but honestly, I didn't really even notice until I looked close. As far as the cladding, This down here at the bottom, I think that's fine. I kind of wish they paint matched the wheel arches. Adding black plastic, while it is more rugged, it does tend to cheapen the look of things. Now let's take a look at the wheel and tire setup. This is a 20-inch wheel. It's got a two-tone colorway. It's got polished chrome on the exterior with a matte black finish on the inside. This is riding on Yokohama Geolandar tires, 255 on the width with a 55 series sidewall. And if we look here, we can see the inside of the wheel well is carpeted, and that is to help with noise deadening. And now checking out the rear, you can see they have Grand Highlander kind of embossed into the sheet metal here in the rear. And the fact that it's color matched makes it a little bit more low key so it doesn't stick out as much. I don't have a problem with that. The Toyota logo isn't like a fully shiny chrome. It's got a duller sheen to it, and I think that also looks good. You can see on the tail lights, looks very similar to the RAV4 with the addition of this piece down below, but other than that, looks just like the current RAV4. I wish they had color matched the bumper. They made it all flat black, so that's a little bit cheap looking to me, I have to say. There is like a silver trim piece here at the bottom to kind of offset it, and then some silver trim going around the reflectors. Now, one thing I do like back here in the rear is the exhaust, because this is a hybrid and you typically don't see visible exhaust on a hybrid, but we have dual chrome exhaust, and as you can see, it's real and functional, and those pipes are pretty thick. I was not expecting that on this. And down here you can see this is the towing attachment. This can tow up to 5,000 pounds, as I said earlier. Then we have a small deck lid spoiler at the top with this really wide third brake light. That's impossible to miss at night. And you can see here that the tail light and the turn signal are both LED. However, the turn signal is red instead of amber. And now if we look again at the lower bumper, you can see a little icon there, and that is where the sensor is for your hands-free tailgate. So all you gotta do, stick your foot right underneath. Actually, I lied, you need the key for that. All right, let's try that again. Kick your foot right underneath. It'll beep at you, and then the tailgate will go right up. All right, so coming back into the cargo area, you can see we have Grand Highlander spelled out here on the cargo liner, the carpeted cargo liner, that is. Off to the left side, you can see we have a subwoofer for the JBL audio system that we'll talk about later. We have a full-sized 120 volt outlet with a third prong. And then underneath the floor, that is a removable cargo cover that you can cover all your stuff with. And that is a jack right there. And then underneath, the rest of the tools to be able to change the tire. And you can see the spare tire, it's hiding underneath there. So there is a donut spare tire. Nowadays, it is hard to find a hybrid vehicle that still has a spare, so that's a good thing. And I almost forgot, up top, we have these nice, really bright white LED lights here in the cargo area on both sides. So that not only illuminates here, but it is kind of pointing downward. So at nighttime, it kind of helps illuminate more of your surroundings too. So the way you see it like this behind the third row, 20.6 cubic feet of cargo space. And now to fold down these third row seats, we got a lever right here at the top, and just folds right down, up and push, and the headrest goes down too. And now the way you see it like this, 57.9 cubic feet of storage. And unfortunately, there are no controls or levers here to be able to just do that without having to reach. And then to drop those second row seats, we do need to go back into the second row. And to fold down these seats, there's like multiple levers here on the bottom of the seat. So when you do that one, it goes down halfway, and then this one all the way up in front, or maybe the one behind it. There we go. That gets your seat all the way down. And now the way you see it like this, 97.5 cubic feet of storage. That is nearly 100 cubic feet of storage. That is not bad at all. And then to close it, kick your foot back under and deal with that mess later. So now we are inside the 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander, and even though it's obvious Toyota made their best effort to try to make this feel as premium as possible, there is still some evidence of cost cutting in this interior. So as far as material quality and everything, it has its strengths and weaknesses. For example, this entire upper part of the dash that goes all the way to the side, that is all hard plastic. And then over here on the door panel, this middle part right here, that is also hard plastic. You got soft touch up here and then leatherette here, but just That's just very obvious cost cutting. And then also slapping on this big piece of plastic. I mean, they did add a design to it, but the door panel, it does have a bit of a cheap feel to it. And also the actual build quality, when you close the door, it doesn't sound quite as solid as most other Toyotas that I've tested out. Toyotas always have great build quality, but this one just doesn't feel like it's on the same level as everything else. But aesthetic-wise, I think it looks pretty good. We are talking about a family 3-row SUV, not a luxury vehicle, but a lot of the touch points are pretty nice, and also the way it looks. Like, this color is called Portobello. It's a really nice light brown. So this whole lower part of the dash here is soft touch. It's got this white contrast stitching, and it comes all the way down around the air vents to the side here, and then it also continues here on the other side of the wheel. This also has a whole bunch of bronze accents similar to the Toyota Crown, and I think it fits in seamlessly with this Portobello brown color. So you can see this trim here on the air vents. There's some of it here on the console, it's here on the shifter. There's even some of it here on the steering wheel. It's an interesting design choice, but I mean, I guess it's fine. And to talk about the steering wheel here for a minute, I think the design looks a bit dated. They have a much better wheel in a lot of their other models, but despite the design, everything's laid out really well as far as the controls. So over here on the left side, this controls the gauge cluster. We have our back button, phone button, volume up and down, and voice command. And then on the right side, fast forward, rewind, mode, and then these are the buttons for your lane keep assist and your adaptive cruise control. And with this being the fully loaded Platinum, of course, you are going to get a heated steering wheel, just one stage. Toyota's newer software on their gauge displays, I think, is really good, especially with the level of customization and the amount of different information that you can show. Now, there's a million things here, so I'm not going to bore you, but just to go through some of the options here, you can see on the left side, these are all the different things that you can have it show. In the middle, more options. That map you see there, that's part of the native navigation system. That's not for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. That's the Toyota system. You can pull up your settings, messages, driving support, and then here's all your stuff on the right side. So a lot of it is vehicle-based, trip computer, tire pressure, that kind of stuff. And again, with this being the fully loaded Platinum, you can see we have a nice 10-inch head-up display straight ahead. It shows you all the information about your adaptive cruise control system when you have it activated. It's got a speedometer, it's got the speed limit sign, it's got traffic sign recognition, and overall, I think it's a very good head-up display and very useful. And now here in the center, we have a 12.3-inch infotainment touchscreen, and it's 12.3 inches. It's not the giant 14-inch that's found in the 4Runner or the Tundra. To me, I prefer this. I think it just makes a lot more sense. I think the 14-inch is just a bit overkill. It's a lot less distracting, and it shows everything you need it to. It doesn't need to be any bigger. And Toyota has streamlined their software, where basically instead of having a traditional home screen, all the things you need to access are right here along the left side of the screen. And when you're in CarPlay like this, you can make that go away, so you can have your full screen CarPlay. But if we look at some of these menu items here on the side, this is your cloud-based Toyota navigation system. You do have to pay a subscription to use it. And this does have SiriusXM still integrated. A lot of vehicles are starting to do away with that now, where you have to use an app. Then you have all your vehicle settings and just general information. I think the screen, it works well, it's responsive, it's pretty quick. And for me, in the week that I've had this, wireless CarPlay has worked very seamlessly. Get in, start the car, and it opens right up, no issues. Now, one thing Toyota does that makes me very happy is that they keep physical controls for the climate. It's nice and easy to use. I think if it's not broken, don't fix it. Okay, I hate when companies put everything in the screen. We have dual zone climate, or really tri-zone with the rear too. You have your controls here for your heated and ventilated front seats, 3 stages, and all your other typical AC controls. This also has an 11-speaker JBL audio system, so let's take a listen. I think this is one of the better JBL systems that Toyota has put out. I think it sounds really good. There's good balance between the frequency ranges. The bass isn't overpowering. I think the mid-range isn't crystal clear, but I think it's just good enough. But my only real complaint with it is because of the hollowness of the door panel, it does rattle a bit at high volume. But the sound itself is pretty good. Now, when you throw this in reverse, you can see we get the 360 and we get the backup camera. I think the resolution on the 360 looks a lot better than the resolution on the backup, but you do get trajectory lines and distance markers. And then when you throw it in park and then hit the actual camera button, then you get this 3D model that only shows a very little bit of your surroundings. I personally don't find it to be all that useful. Basically, it just spins in a circle, and then if you go into this view, still the surroundings, the amount that it shows is really not much. And then this little icon right here is for washer fluid for the back window. The only thing that this system is missing is Google built-in, but I don't believe Toyota offers that yet, but I'm sure it's coming in the near future. Now let's take a quick look here at the seats. As I said before, the name of this color is Portobello, really nice light brown color. Now these seats here on the Platinum are leather, but you can see here in the middle, we have a suede insert. So leather and suede on this Platinum trim. We have nice white contrast stitching and we have Portobello piping going around. And the seating surface is fully perforated and these front seats are heated and ventilated. Fully power adjustable with lumbar support. It's a very comfortable seat. So even though this interior overall might not have the best quality materials, it's extremely comfortable. We also get power adjustment for the passenger, but no lumbar. And you can see down here we have aluminum door sills that say Grand Highlander. Now to take a look down here at the center console, you can see we have a wireless charger. That has worked well, no issues. Lots of storage, so you can put stuff there. We got the 2 cup holders, and then also, I guess that could be a 3rd cup holder or just storage. Life is what you make it. So for connectivity, we have 2 USB-Cs, that wireless charger, and then you can see over here on the passenger side, they get their own USB-C. We got the funny tiny shifter from the Toyota Crown. It's also in a lot of Lexus models. Electronic parking brake, brake hold. Then we have the drive mode selectors, normal, eco, sport, and then your multi-terrain stuff, which is mud and sand, rock and dirt, and snow. And inside the center console, it slides back. It doesn't open traditionally. Then inside, there's a big storage tray here that is removable, and it goes down very deep. So it's a very large center console. Lots of storage in there. And then you can see we have a 12-volt outlet in there. We do have some storage built into the dash there, and then in the glove box, it's a pretty decent sized glove box. I won't say it's huge, but it's certainly adequate. Up above, we have a nice large panoramic moonroof, and it does open. You know, not every moonroof opens these days. And up above, we also get a sunglass holder and a digital rear view mirror here on this Platinum. And here is your key fob, very straightforward. Says Grand Highlander on the back with some of that bronze trim. Very basic, as you can see, lock, unlock, tailgate, and alarm. That's it. No remote start available here on the key fob, but you can use digital key and then be able to start the car from either your smartphone or watch, but of course, with a subscription. So now I'm in the back seat right behind where I would have the driver's seat adjusted for myself at 6 feet tall. I do have this seat all the way back, but as you can see, a good 6 inches of legroom to spare. If I slide it all the way forward, obviously that's not gonna work, but there is some flexibility with the space. This configuration does have captain's chairs with a nice armrest that folds up and down. And on the door panel, it's still soft touch on the upper with the nice leather on the armrest. Still has that middle portion that's hard plastic, but if the front has it, then you could definitely expect that in the rear. And on this one, we get sunshades. Down here in the center, we have the control center for the AC. And you can see here, these 2 captain's chairs also are heated and ventilated, just like the front seats. But once you turn on the AC, You can see we have fan speed, temperature, the zone, and an automatic mode. And we do have air vents in the second row and in the third row. And you can see we have a USB-C on both sides, one for each of the second row passengers. And then we have a full-size 120 volt home power outlet with a third prong. And the backs of the front seats both have pockets. They don't always do. And it's leather wrapped all the way around the back. No hard plastic here in the back. And these captain's chairs, they do slide forward and back and recline. And then down here we have 2 cup holders and some additional storage. And one thing with these seats that has really blown my mind is the fact that they have 5 levers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and another one, 5. 5 levers on one seat. It's confusing, not gonna lie. But I guess it's good to have options. So now the seat slides forward, and now we can climb into the third row. So now I'm back in the third row with the second row seat all the way back. And as you can see, my knees aren't touching, so you can fit full-size adults here in the back seat. But this still is a pleasant surprise because most 3-row SUVs are extremely cramped in the back. Now, can it comfortably fit 3 adults back here? I would say no, but definitely 2. And you can see now on this side, if you have this seat a bit further up, now you really have room. You can actually spread your legs out. And also, just like the second row, in the third row, we get an air vent and a light on both sides. You can see there's 3 cup holders in here and a USB-C on both sides. And something Toyota specifically wanted to make known in their marketing is that the Grand Highlander has a total of 7 USB-C ports and 13 cup holders. So if you have this thing loaded for a road trip, everyone can charge their phone. MSRP of this 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander Hybrid Max Platinum with its options is $60,270. A huge thank you to Toyota for sending me the Grand Highlander to keep for an entire week so that I can give you guys the most thorough review possible. Let me know your thoughts on the Grand Highlander down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please share with a friend and subscribe. It'll really help the channel grow. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos, and be sure to follow @Optical Automotive on TikTok and Instagram, and check out the page on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.